GA, everybody. Welcome to another installment of DevNTell. If you didn't know, DevNTell is a 30-minute window for members of the DAO to showcase something they are passionate about or have been working on. This could be an awesome project you've been working on, demonstrating unit testing best practices, automation goodies, smart contracts, how to structure a project, etc. Basically, if you got a passion for something, this is your opportunity to share it with the community. And today I am happy to introduce to you Bilal, who will be demonstrating to us his project called Pyme. Take it away, Bilal.
Thanks for the introduction. So, Bilal here. I'm the CTO and co-founder on Pyme. We're making a marketplace for hiring and work in the Web3 space, and super glad that I can share it today with members of the DAO. So, let's get started. I am going to start sharing my screen. Today, we'll be going to the platform. If anyone has any questions, concerns, or ideas, please feel free to start with any point, and I'll be ready to answer them. So, without further ado, let's go.
Bilal, just before you begin, gang, if you're on the call, could you please mute unless you have a question? Alex, I think you're still unmuted. Just FYI. All right, there we go. All right, let's do it.
Perfect. So I hope everyone can see the screen and it's not lagging or anything and everything's working fine. So this is Pyme. And essentially, if I start with everything, Pyme is a project that we've been working on for a few months. And it's been not just me alone, it's just not my project. We've got a team and we've been building it out. It's a marketplace for work and hiring in Web3. And what we mean by that is a proper marketplace where you can do projects, gigs, and so on. The reason we went out this path and decided to make Pyme was that we think the current marketplaces are just not up to par. The fees on these marketplaces are too high. There's no smart contracts. There's no real easy solution to verification of work on it. And with the technology that we had around, we decided why not. So I'll be taking it forward today with you guys. And yep, if you have any questions again, feel free to stop me. So this is our homepage. We have the few hottest jobs on there, the top 5 and the latest jobs. We've got a description of how it works. So we allow you to find the best workers in Web3 and you get to pay in cryptocurrencies. So at the moment we're built on Matic, so Polygon, and that's the base default currency allowed. And payments on the platform go instantly across, and that's one of the benefits of even building it out in this space and with cryptocurrencies. Every project you complete gets you an NFT for it, and we'll see all of this right on as we go ahead. And yeah, so if you have any questions, and I know I'm probably doing a horrible job, but please feel free to stop and tell me what you didn't understand from it. So how Pyme works. You essentially, as a person who's looking to post a job or post a gig, would come across us and put up your project on the platform. As soon as you do it, it gets listed up on our marketplace. So I can show you that right now. Your project would show up around here, and these would be available and everyone else can see them. And posting on Pyme is absolutely free. There's no charges to it, nothing. Like you can post it, the moment you post it, it's available on the marketplace, and people can start viewing your projects. And in this case, this is just a platform testing project, and we've created one. So, hey, platform testing for the DevNTell event, and we've got me creating the project. I've got some applications, and I can see them right ahead. That's how the posting side of it would work on the start, and then people who are looking to work on it can always go to the same marketplace and look for their jobs. As soon as someone applies, it'll show up to your applications. You both can negotiate on whatever you want as an offer and then go ahead with hiring that person. You hire the person, they complete the work, you review it, and the person gets paid instantly. And all of this is then secured over a smart contract. So, as a hirer and as a worker, that's really extremely beneficial. You don't have to pay anything up front for that person to work for you. It goes into an escrow. So you've technically not given them that money. Then, as a worker, you always are certain when you get hired that you would get paid for the job as long as you meet the requirements of it. So it creates this trust between both parties where none of them are just reliant on the word of each other, but the smart contracts actually enforce it. And as soon as the person completes the job, the other person says, yes, all is fine by me, done, instant payment to your wallet, and an NFT is generated for it, which is then sent to the worker on it. And yep, so we can go ahead. I'm actually going to create a project now. And one of my members of my team, my co-founder, is going to apply on it, and we can hire each other, work with each other, go through the entire flow. I'd love to take any questions around the concept or if anyone has any.
Yeah, hi, Radha here from Build Space. So I just wanted to ask, how do you handle resolutions? So let's say someone applies for a job, they sort it out, and they say the company, they say, oh no, we're not. This is not what we agreed on. We're not gonna accept this work. How do you handle states like those?
So that's one of the things that we built out into our smart contract. So we do allow dispute management, and dispute management again is done completely by Pyme. So essentially, if you have a dispute, you can always raise it, and the contracts then are not allowed to process further. So you can't simply say, okay, if you say you're disputing it, one that goes on the smart contract to secure the interests of parties. We thought about that and did that. And secondly, as a dispute is raised, Pyme would get in touch with both sides. We'd look into the project brief, we'd look into documentation, we'd look into conversations around it, and we'd help them arbitrate and mediate in that process. And then we can process it accordingly. Like it can be either the person doesn't get paid or they get paid, they get part of it. Again, as the industry standard works on it, that's what we'll follow.
Cool. And who decides completion?
The completion is a two-step process, and we'll go through it. Like I'll literally show you. It's not that if I say it's done, it's not done. Both parties actually need to agree that the work is done. And yeah,
Okay.
we'll go through it right now.
All right. Another quick one. How do you scale? Okay, I'll leave this for later. I'll let you go ahead.
Okay, sure. So I'm gonna create the project, and I'm just gonna name it DevNTell Showcase. There you go. And got skills that we can use, and this basic skill set that there's basic skills that are present there, but we can always add custom. So, okay. And I'm just gonna go for Team Pyme, and let's add a random skill, let's say React. We've got the toggleability option that we're still kind of working on full-time, part-time, and we're not going to be using that. I'm not going to be showcasing that right now, but fixed project budget, and I say for 5 Matic for the moment, and I'm going to just go ahead and create this project. It shows up in the hiring tab. So the hiring tab for me essentially is if I'm hiring someone, I can manage all my contracts and their projects and the interactions on this side. The work, again, everything focused towards the working side of it. I can go and have it separated there. So I go ahead and look into the project, and as you can see, it's created by me, and the DevNTell Showcase project was created over the event. My skills that were listed have shown up, the bounties shown up, and yeah, so I already have one application from Simon, co-founders applying. I'm the best, hiring for the job. Okay, I can go ahead and look into their applications. So every time someone applies, they're required to submit a few things, such as what their proposal is, what do they expect to do, what do they think about the project, and how much do they expect to be paid for it. And that's 5 Matic in this case. If I go to the other side, 100 Matic, my budget's a 5. I'm actually going to go ahead with 5 so I can do a send offer. I again get to tweak around with the titles, the descriptions of the project, and all of this is mostly editable till we get to the actual hiring and smart contract. And I'm going to go ahead and send the offer. Done. And there we go. Oh, we got another one. Probably, I think, someone on the call. So Thanks for joining in on that. As soon as I've sent an offer, I can see that I can go ahead and view this offer as well. So I'm going to go there. It takes me to the offer page. And this is just between me and the person that I've sent this offer out to. They can accept it, they can choose to modify it, they can choose to withdraw it. In this case, Sol has chosen to just accept it, so that's fine. And I'm going to go ahead and deposit funds. This is where the smart contract comes into play. So far, until all of this is done, before the offer is accepted, all the things on the offer stay editable. However, once both parties consent to working on something, none of this is editable anymore. They either never go ahead with that offer, create a new one, or they then just go ahead with it. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to go ahead and deposit funds. These funds go directly into the smart contract escrow. So there we go. Let's just go aggressive on gas. So slight thing you might have noticed there is the 5 and the fees and everything. That's all been done. I've all paid off. I've paid off everything on it. And this is something from a perspective of what favors workers really on our platform. So Solis right now got the offer. The contract's funded. As a worker, this platform is pretty much gasless for you. You're never actually encountering gas on it. And the reason is the higher upfront pays the required gas that we need for the entire interaction. If there's less or more, Pyme then covers that less or more part. We always have that. But we've implemented gas stations to keep it really simple for the workers. Because the worker side of it is mostly just state changes. It's not about how they need to be paying gas on it. We're not doing that. So they've delivered the contract, they've delivered the work. And till now, I have all the options to say no. I can say, like, I don't agree with it. I can always open up a dispute on it. And the project and the money is still in escrow. It's not gone out. The project isn't completed. At the moment, we've kept a 48-hour window to review it. So that's the point. I think, Rosa, you were speaking on how we manage this. That's how we've intended to do it. Both parties need to consent on everything. And yeah, I can go ahead and mark it as completed. I get the modal, and its project was created over here. By marking it complete, you're happy for the worker to be paid. Cannot be reversed. Pay worker. So whilst this is processing, so there's a total of 2 things happening with it. A is the payment going towards the person. So, and I can actually even go into the smart contract and we can look over it. And the second thing is the NFT would be generated. As soon as it's generated and put on chain and minted to the person, it would start showing up here. There we go. So that's the NFT that they've got. And it has the accompanying metadata to prove someone's work. What was the project? What was it about? Who was it awarded to? Who was it awarded by? What's the backing smart contract to this? How much was paid out in bounty rewards? When was it completed? We've also got like a link to directly the offer. So every offer has a unique ID. We always keep them available. So even if someone comes up to Pyme, they can actually see it. One of the other features that we also have with this is profiles. So I could actually go right now to Solid's profile and see that what kind of tasks has he completed. So let's go to copy it, and I'm actually gonna go to his
No se
profile.
pongan a ver videos ahorita, por favor, hagan lo que tienen que hacer.
Oh, go ahead.
I couldn't understand. Sorry. Could you repeat?
Just go ahead. There was someone else background noise. I muted them.
Oh, okay. Fine. So yeah, there you go. That's Solid's profile, and you can look at his showcase and work history. So we've created that as 2 things. So the work history is where he's been working on some contracts, and all the work that he does is visible over here. He can choose to hide a few things. He can choose to show a few things. That's totally up to them on their Pyme profiles. And then they've got a showcase as well. So if you love something really much and this is a project that you want to brag about, you want to show off to everyone in the world, add it to your showcase and it shows up at the very top alongside the NFT image. I can click on view, and again, I can look at the exact same things: the project titles, awarded by, what was it awarded for, completion date, times, and links. I could go back, click a link, and it would take me to the original offer. Now I can see that this was done by who, what was the exact details on it. And yep, I would love to have any questions right now if anyone has any.
I guess I have one.
Yeah.
How do you guys make money off of this? Do you take a piece of the payout, like a small percentage of the payout, or how does that work? Or is that even in place at this moment?
For the moment, it's nothing. And we intend to always keep the hiring process and all of this place where you interact as a hirer or a worker free for everyone. We don't intend to make that monetized in that way or form. So the platform may eventually, maybe, moves to a freemium model, but it never goes into a place where you have to pay extortionate fees or things of that sort to ever use it. So we're not doing that. The only thing that the hirer actually pays, and something that I paid along on my contract, if you saw, was the gas fees.
Yes.
So I am paying the gas fees for all the contract interactions that I do myself or that are done by the other side, so the worker. And that's the only thing. And there's nothing else associated to the platform. There's no cost for now.
Gotcha. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
I've got a few.
Yeah.
How do you scale dispute resolution? Let's say you go viral, right? You're the number one spot to work. People start jumping onto your platform. You've got 100 people, actively working on projects, and yeah, it starts to get tough. How do you scale dispute resolution?
For us, I think then it doesn't make it this the part of dispute resolution isn't different for us than for anyone else in the industry who's offering a marketplace platform. Because again, disputes are very contract to contract basis. So I could say, hey, this person didn't do the job, or this person didn't do the job. Yes, but again, I think it's a very one-on-one case basis. So we'd probably grow up a compliance team for it, a team
Nice.
to help people out. We'd get on moderators from our platform, something
Cool.
along those lines. But yeah, I think we
Just throw people at it. Cool. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've got a big one, which is how do you add Sybil resistance to applicants? Because right now, someone just jumped on without doing anything. Right? They just jumped on anonymously. So let's say I've got a competitor that's working, or he's hiring from you, and I decide I'm gonna fuck with him. Excuse me. I'm gonna mess with him, and I create a new wallet, and I just apply. How do you prevent that?
I think you don't is the truth. I think the platform, one of the bigger reasons as well, like from my personal experience, has always been in the job market space. I have always faced barriers. I think the bigger reason on that is we'd never do it. Jobs should be barrier free. Period. I think that's the best way I'd say it. Like, you can do it, yeah. I think if you still have the option to hire that person or not, you still have the security around it. I think people still need to make better, like good hiring choices when they read the applicants, when they negotiate with them. They need to be really concise on what they want. They still have to judge those people on what do they match their company culture, standard, whatever. So, and the NFTs. So, as you keep going along, the NFTs are generated, and you can always look at that history of a user. It's all available on Pyme for them.
Well, I guess a follow up on that is how do you get past, or what's your plan for getting past the initial hiccup where you need to initially attract talent to your platform to get companies to post work?
I think the biggest thing is scaling that up on both sides, communities, the community side of it, and developers and creators, as well as jobs. We're still figuring that out. I'm open to suggestions by people. Like, I know, Raza, you're at Build Space, if I'm correct.
Yep.
No, I'm open to suggestions and ideas, but we're trying our luck with it at the moment. I'm really not the smart mind on that. I'm more on the tech side. So, yeah.
Well, I'll leave the space for anyone else that has questions.
Yeah, thanks. Does anyone else have any questions?
Would there ever be a goal to scale this into something other than development related? So people, applying or getting work in areas other than this type of development?
So it's the idea right now, and why I think we chose to start with development is most of these people are very much familiar with the Web3 space and how, or even interactions on crypto. Most of these people would be willing to work on it. So if I can even show you something. So it's not just about developers, I think, but it's very much focused towards what the current Web3 projects look like. So you can see NFT design, you've got database administration, React, Python, front and back end development, blockchain. So it's all about, currently, yes, but in the larger scheme of things, no. We want everyone to be able to apply, everyone to be able to work. Even today, nothing stops you from it. So you can always create a project for any skill set, and anyone with that skill set would be able to apply and work.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Can I answer any other questions? Is there anything you'd like to say?
On the topic of compliance, do you have anything planned for handling legalities? A number of companies in the West, they can only pay in fiat solely because of legal reasons. They can't hire contractors because they can't pay contractors in crypto. Do you have anything planned for those people or those companies or anyone in that space, or are you just not concerned?
I think not concerned for the moment, like not at all. I think we'll let regulation catch up and then we'll think about it.
Do you think that's a possible danger where that doesn't happen?
I don't think so. So examples are Wyoming having DAOs as legal status recognition. All of these things, it is bound to happen at some point. If it isn't, then of course that's a restriction we can't do anything about. But I think also the platform isn't just meant towards scaling in the West. Everywhere else, there are places where people would accept cryptos and payments. There's sorry.
Okay, just background noise.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's the idea and goal is to facilitate as many people as much as we can. If there are legalities that we can't like really go around or solve, then it is what it is.
All right. Hopefully, final question. I'll leave the space for others again. Do you think your marketplace has enough utility and enough of an edge to be able to encourage people to use it despite those differences? So, for instance, if I want to hire, right, I want to hire a contractor for build space. I can't do it because legally, straight up, I just can't. It won't go through my accountants. They're not going to accept me paying someone in crypto. So that's a barrier that I have to cross, right? Do you think your marketplace has enough utility and enough value for both parties to be able to, I guess counter that?
Yeah. So, Rosa, if you don't mind, I've got my co-founder here as well. He's just listening. He's more aware on these things. So he's going to answer.
Yeah, so I think so much of the market is going to adapt. I think so many countries are going to have to move into this space. Our long-term play on this is we're building now because in 5 years' time, when so much more of the world moves to Web3 adoption, moves to crypto adoption, the legalities of that, I do think there are solutions around things like Deal have in place currently, having local companies set up to enable people to hire foreign contractors. As Bilal said, we're looking at how do we go internationally on our marketplace. We built that to start with. We're 2 months in. I think there's an absolute ton of regulation that we're going to have to resolve. But I do think there are already solutions in the contractor marketplace that when they catch up to the crypto market, I think we're going to be able to figure that out then.
Thank you. That's definitely something I'm looking forward to. I'm a dealing play myself, so I'm rooting for you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
A quick question. This looks really, really good, by the way. This looks amazing.
Thank you.
Is there any type of feedback or rating mechanism in here? If you're an employer and you're looking for some help on some projects and you're looking through profiles, how would I be able to gauge any candidate's skill set?
It's something it's something we've looked at a lot. I think initially we want to really focus on the NFTs being the proof of work, that person's completed it. So the more that people work, they build up that NFT profile. It's something we will look at in the future, making sure those reviews are two-sided. I don't think any of the current marketplaces have nailed it. If I'm honest, we have a lot of experience with the other marketplaces. What my concern has always, I guess what our concern has always been, is fake reviews, really leading the start of a network. Whereas we really want to make it about that proof of work from the NFT and the smart contract, rather than people going, and getting 10 contracts done and people give them 10 5-star reviews. I think if that's where the network starts, then we're just in the same place as where current Web2 networks are.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think one thing that the way you've got it right now, which is really nice, is that you could see a situation where a lot of folks that come on early and start doing work, if you were to have some type of feedback mechanism, they could start accruing those very quickly and then end up having a very large advantage over new folks that show up with no rating. So it looks really good.
I kind of want to give a sneak peek, and I may get shot by Bilal for telling you guys, but we're very much in the process of how do we build a token, a Pyme token coin into this, and then Genesis badge profiles so that we can help those early adopters build up credibility on the platform. That can then be displayed on their profiles so that people can see this person's been around for a long time. Their opinion, their voice, their vote matters more in the review system. So it's definitely something we're looking at. We haven't started in that place, but yeah, it's something we're really focused on.
I hope not.
We got about 4 minutes left, gang. If you have any final questions for Bilal and team.
Cool.
One question. Oh,
Go ahead.
oh yeah. Yeah, just more or less. What are you excited? How do you envision this? What are your next steps? And yeah.
I guess for us at the moment, it is really much growing the community, bringing it out to the community, sharing the idea, sharing the vision, sharing the product with everyone, and getting a lot of people, a lot of jobs on the platform. So people just being able to come up, find a job, do what they like, or having like the awareness of, yeah, if we go there, we're just gonna be able to hire someone instantly. That's the goal. That's the idea. That's what we're really excited about. That's the potential we see in it as well. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was kind of curious, have you guys looked into some decentralized arbitration solutions? Because I think that would be probably better in the long run. Something like Kleros, maybe.
I know we've all looked into it here. We haven't found anything yet that would allow us to grow the network at the same time. But yeah, it's definitely something that as we scale, right now we can do that within our team. It's not a scaling challenge today. I think as we were scaling, then we would definitely look to solutions that are already in the market.
Makes sense.
I'm open to taking any more questions.
Knowing the immutability and permanence of the blockchain, if I want to hide some work because I'm not very proud of it, can I do that in any way, shape, or form?
You could hide it from your profile. So that's one. In terms of hiding it on the blockchain, maybe we think about it. But for the moment, your profile is where the work is, and you can always choose to hide it or keep it.
Raza, you got to show those battle scars, ashamed or not.
Maybe a project got rugged, bro. Not speaking from experience.
Of course not. Of course not.
Yes.
Any federal agents on the call? I don't know any of these people.
Beautiful. Yes.
Any final questions?
Going once. Going twice. Sold. All right. Thank you for giving us an amazing overview of the project, Bilal and team. We really appreciate it. It was a very engaging talk. And yes, we all wish you the very best going forward with it and all the success that comes with it.
Thank you.
And just to finish things off here, so as always, I'll be dropping a link to a Google Sheets file where attendees can pick up your DevNTell POAPs, and Bilal will be sending you a separate one as being a speaker. And
Absolutely.
yes,
I think that's one more thing if I can add. Like,
sure.
if you guys like the idea, please give us a follow on Twitter. You can connect with us, and I'd love if you guys really set up your Pyme profiles. We're early champions. That would be amazing.
Yeah, totally. If you don't mind, could you drop the link in the voice text if you haven't already?
Yep, I can do it right now.
Awesome. All right. And with that, next week we have Jose and team from Team MerkleMe going to be demonstrating their project they did for the Web3 hackathon. So make sure to tune in next week for more goodies around that. And with that, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, great weekend, and we will see you back here next week. All right, gang. All the best. Cheers.